Good afternoon, fans. This is girl from Mel's Match Chat, and this is your official AEW World's End Review 2023. How is everybody doing? My voice is slowly coming back, but I can't really scream because then you're gonna hear, and then there goes my voice. Okay, at pretty decent pay-per-view, kind of letdowns on a couple of things, but pretty well much predicted to what I was thinking of, and that would be it. Hopefully I can get through this really quickly. I want to go rest. I'm still not 100%. And it is happy New Year's Eve. I really would I'm gonna try to go out tonight. I really am. I'm gonna really try to go out tonight. It's depending on how I feel after this, and I take care of a couple of things and whatnot. But pretty much everything fell into place last night, and I'm happy for the hometown boys of Hook. I'm really excited, and I'm really thrilled for Eddie Kingston. It was his night last night. Thank you, John, for doing the job. And the girls, it was kind of like, all right, we already knew. I mean, and let me tell you something, the fucking TNT title is becoming a joke. Is becoming a fucking joke. I'm not interested in anymore. They got to do something with that title. Get it away from two aging legends. All right? I did not like this. If this was happening in WWE, I'd be shitting all over it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of two fucking former WWE champions fighting over a title that should be for the youngins. It's ridiculous. Luchasaurus, and I'm not, or Killswitch, whatever his name is, should not be fucking handing over an opportunity to a guy that should be pushing him. I don't know. So this is what fucking Adam Copeland left WWE for. To be selfish. At least when he was with the Judgment Day, he was pushing those talents. He's not pushing those I don't know anymore. I don't know, and it's to the point that I don't care. I don't care about the TNT title. I don't care about what happens to it. Tony Khan could take it tomorrow. There's too many titles in the company in the first place. They want women's tag team titles. They can't even book the two championships that they have now. Now they have Ring of Honor Television Championship for the women. Is it really needed? No. So they have 4 fucking titles in the company. And it's not needed. Samoa Joe finally got his. I'm happy about that. MJF, he has to go get himself fixed up. Hopefully he comes back and he's back to the old MJF. But that's neither here or there. I'm not going to say too much on this. I got stuff to do here, and I want to go enjoy the rest of New Year's Eve and just enjoy the rest of the year and get 2023 the walk out of here. Please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, you will know about it. Please do me the favor, and please go follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, TikTok, Cameo, and that's it. Yes, I'm on Cameo. Go check me out there. All Mel's Match Chat. All right. Please also go check out the people over at the lovely people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Do me a favor, go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Get all your artillery to murder your thirst. You could go and get the artillery of regular spring water, unflavored sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, and iced tea. If you are an adult and you're able to drink and you able to use those as mixers, perfect use for them. Please do me the favor and go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. If you're a coffee aficionado like I am, go check it out. Iced coffee, best thing ever. Did a little bit of French vanilla and pumpkin. Ooh, delish. Also, do me the favor and go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. A week from yesterday, they are going head to head with TNA Impact, which the event is auspiciously named HOG Brace for Impact. It'll be on Saturday night, January 6th, 2024. And they have a couple of matches as followed. HOG World Tag Team Championship, ABC Club, which are the Impact champions, versus main event. Gringo Loco versus Nolo Catano. Josh Alexanders versus Mike Santana. HOG World Champion for the HOG World Championship. Black Taurus versus Carlos Ramirez for the Crown Jewel Championship. And there's going to be much more. You just got to stick to their social media and their website, hogwrestling.net. If you can't get the tickets, you can download their streaming app, Premier app, for only $9.99 a month. All right, let's get this ball going. And I'm already starting with blowing my nose. Sorry. World's End was coming from the NASA Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York, my basically front yard. The UBC is my backyard. Barclays Garden is my backyard. This is my front yard. It's 20 minutes away. I was supposed to be there last night, but obvious reasons I couldn't. We're going to start off with 0 Hour. We started off with 2 Long Island gals. Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. So Stokely Hathaway ended up going on commentary. Willow connected with a crossbody press off the middle rope 480 or fall. Willow followed up with a running clothesline and then flipped off the apron, landing on Statlander. Back in the ring, Statlander applied the pressure with body scissors. Willow got to her feet and scored with a kick to Chris. Willow nailed Chris with a massive spinebuster for a 2 count. Chris hoisted Willow up on her shoulders and planted her face on her face. Willow fired back with a running pounce. Willow cannonballed Chris with a quarter and followed with a Death Valley driver for a near fall. Chris blasted Willow with a scissors kick across the spine. Willow grabbed Chris off the top turnbuckle and powerbombed her onto the apron. Willow reversed Saturday Night Fever with a roll-up for a near fall. Chris tried for a 450, but Willow dodged it. Willow hit a doctor bomb and pinned Statlander. Willow got a much-needed win on there. We have a return with a vignette with Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is making her way back to AEW. Number 1 contendership for the TNT Championship Battle Royal. The winner of the 20-man Battle Royal earned a shot at the TNT Championship. Lance Archer and Killswitch were buried under tables while the other competitors whacked away with them at steel chairs. Trent whipped Serpentico over the top rope and eliminated Kip Sabian, charged at Dalton Castle, and knocked him to the arena floor. Danhausen kicked Johnny TV out of the ring as Johnny was trying to pull Trent out. Lee Johnson connected with a body press to Kip Sabian. Angela Parker eliminated Lee. Dark Order tossed out Cool Hand and Edge. Kip catapulted Alex Reynolds and then eliminated Reynolds. Butcher sent John Silver packing. Trent and Rocky rocked Kip with a double knee strike. Brian Keith kicked Kip out. Danhausen tried to curse Keith, but Butcher cut him off. Keith suplexed the Butcher blade, charged at Keith, and ran him out on the floor. Lance Archer escaped the pile of lumber and entered the match. Daddy Magic chopped at Archer. The Murder Hawk monster clubbed Daddy Magic and made him vanish from the match. Archer eliminated Christopher Daniels. Archer picked up Rocky and threw him over the top and sent him crashing onto Daniels. Darius Martin and Action Andretti worked in tandem on Archer. Killswitch emerged and choked slammed Darius and Action. Archer and Killswitch threw Action and Darius out of the ring. Blade ate a big boot from Archer before being tossed out. Killswitch booted Blade out of the match. Trent and Danhausen grabbed Lance Archer and flipped him over the top to the floor. Trent and Danhausen hugged, but then Trent eliminated Danhausen. Trent charged at Killswitch with a knee strike, and then a second, and then a third knee strike. Killswitch caught Trent and planted him with a choke slam. Killswitch clobbered Trent with a European uppercut on the apron and then won the match. And that would be that. FTW Championship match. FTW rules. Hook versus ROH Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta. Now, if Wheeler Yuta was a champion, it should have been title for title, right? I mean, what has he done with the championship lately? He's just got it back from, Kobe, what is his name? He just signed with AEW, which makes no big deal to AEW. I mean, big deal. There's no big deal on that. I would have loved to see Wheeler Yuta put over Hook in Long Island last night, but that's just me, doing me, Yuta charged at Hook, and Hook was making his entrance. Hook pounded away with strikes at Yuta. In the corner, Hook headbutted Yuta. They brawled onto the ramp. Hook sent Yuta for a ride with a suplex. Yuta grabbed a trash can underneath the ring and swung for the fences, clocking Yuta in the head. Yuta whipped Hook into the steel barricade. Yuta was grinding his boot into Hook's head. Hook jumped into the ring, but Yuta was waiting for him. Yuta had a stop sign and slammed it into Hook's back. Yuta sat out with a senton for a near fall on Hook. Hook suplexed Yuta for Northern Lights, throwing for a near fall. Yuta countered with a red rum with a released German suplex. Yuta chopped on Hook's forehead and connected with a fisherman suplex. Hook caught Yuta and suplexed him into the trash can with a high cradle. Hook tried for a red rum, but Yuta set back and smashed Hook onto the trash can. Yuta spiked Hook with a DDT on the stop sign for a 2 count. Yuta grabbed a 2x4, but Hook found a hockey stick Hook cracked the hockey stick over Yuta's back. Hook used the remnants of the stick to apply the red rum and make Yuta tap out. Of course, he was going to win and retain. That was the end of 0 Hour. The actual main card started, and we had 8 guys from the Continental Classic tournament in this match. It was an 8-star, all-star 8-man tag. And it was with the Blackpool Combat Club members of Claudio Castagnoli and American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, with Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia, versus the House of Blacks, Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh. Roosh and Claudio started shoving one another. It escalated to stiff chops and forearms. Claudio booted Roosh, but Roosh retaliated with a German suplex. Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe tagged for their respective teams. Lethal dropkicked Mark, but Mark answered with some redneck kung fu. Danielson and Jay White grabbed tags. The crowd became unalived at the sight of these two competitors entering the ring to square off. Danielson tried for the label lock, but Jay White quickly grabbed the ropes and forced the ref to break the hold. The switchblade chopped Danielson in the chest, lighting him up. Danielson whipped White into the turnbuckles and walloped White with roundhouse kicks. Danielson took down Jay White with a hurricanrana. Bryan fired off more roundhouse kicks, and then Daniel Garcia grabbed a blind tag. Danielson wasn't happy. Brody King entered the ring, and Garcia tried to use his quickness against Brody. Brody blasted Garcia with a bossman slam. Brody got in Matt Menard's face and taunted him. Garcia's nose busted open, and Jay White body slammed him. Garcia finally reached the corner and tagged in Mark Briscoe. Mark took down Jay White with a flying forearm. Briscoe dropped a cactus elbow off the apron. Back in the ring, Briscoe planted Jay White with a fisherman's bomb for a near fall. Jay Lethal tagged in the suplex and suplexed Mark Briscoe from the top. Brody King and Claudio Castagnoli tagged in. Claudio hit a vertical suplex on Brody. Roosh charged at Danielson with the bull's horn while Brody catapulted Claudio, but Claudio answered with a giant swing, and then Danielson punctuated it with a dropkick to Brody's head. "We've got bodies flying everywhere," said Matt Menard. Garcia got rocked by the lethal combination. Jay Lethal applied the figure 4 on Garcia. Briscoe stunned Lethal with a froggy bow off the top. Claudio sent Jay White flying over the top, flying with a uppercut. Garcia bypassed the lethal injection and folded up Lethal for the pin. Garcia thinks he fits in, and boy, did he prove it there tonight, Excalibur. Brody King blindsided Daddy Magic. Sonjay Dutt came out to give Lethal a talking to. Since we know what's going on with Andrade El Idolo, this was basically elementary, basically. So the Redeemer, Miro versus Andrade El Idolo. Miro bulldozed Andrade from behind as Andrade was entering the ring. Andrade tried for a tope suicida, but Miro cut him at the pass with a stiff shot. Miro turned Andrade inside out with a suplex, overhead throwing him with ease. Miro shouted at CJ Perry, "Is this what you wanted?" Andrade shoved Miro, and Miro went flying over the commentary team desk. Andrade whipped Miro into the ring steps. They both got into the ring and traded stiff chops. Andrade used a dragon screw leg whip out of nowhere and followed up with a crossbody off the top turnbuckle. Andrade moonsaulted out of the ring and onto Miro on the arena floor. Andrade connected with another moonsault at this time in the ring for near fall on Miro. Andrade charged at Miro, but Miro made him pay with a massive boot to the face. Miro was feeding off his fury. Miro stomped on Andrade's back and applied the game over. CJ Perry yelled at Andrade, "Do not tap." Andrade managed to reach the ropes and forced the ref to break the hold. Miro shouted at CJ, "You should cheer for your husband." Andrade rocked Miro with a spinning back elbow for a 2 count. Andrade applied the figure 4 leg lock. Andrade transitioned into a figure 8, but Miro countered. He can't do it. He's not as flexible as his wife, Charlotte. Reversing it, Andrade turned his back over, applying the pressure to Miro. Andrade bridged up, but CJ Perry went out Andrade's arm while the ref was looking. Miro scored with a kick for a near fall. Andrade. Miro tapped Andrade in game over submission and forced Andrade to tap out. CJ blew a kiss to Miro after the match, so basically they're going to reunite. And Andrade is adios. And did you happen to see he was wearing SmackDown blue? Could we see him possibly at New Year's Revolution this Friday coming up? AEW World Championship, Women's World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm versus Riho. Just 1 second. Tony body slammed Riho and covered her, but Riho bridged right out of it. Riho used the bulldog to come out of the corner, but Tony kicked out at the 1 count. Riho jumped off the apron, but Luther caught her. And then Luther handed Riho to Tony. Timeless Tony body slammed Riho on the arena floor. Riho tried to body slam Tony, but Riho back seized up. Tony spotted it and went to work on Riho's lower back. Tony applied the Texas Clover Relief, punishing Riho's lower back. Riho tried to reach the ropes, but Luther pulled the ropes back. The ref saw this and ejected Luther from ringside. Riho connected with an area code shot. Riho body slammed Tony Storm. Riho jumped off the top and crashed down on the champion with a diamond cross body. Riho double stomps Tony on the apron. Riho nailed Tony with a dragon suplex. Tony retaliated with Storm Zero, but somehow Riho kicked out. Riho climbed on the turnbuckles, but Tony yanked her down. Tony spiked Riho with a DDT and pinned Riho, retaining the championship. Thank Christ! I am telling you, if that would have been the other way around, then we're going to start questioning Tony's sanity. And I'm not joking. After the match, Mariah May came to the ring with a bucket of rose petals. Mariah poured the petals over Tony, helping her idol celebrate the victory tonight. Lexi Nair was with Dante Martin. Dante, I've been doing good, but it's not good enough. Last night, I got the pin on Rampage. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy walked onto the set. Orange told Dante to try to take his title on Wednesday on Dynamite. Gee, I wonder what's going to start Dynamite on Wednesday. Let's just say I could go to DraftKings and probably win that bet. And I'm not joking. This match was supposed to be Keith Lee versus Strickland. Keith Lee was not medically cleared, so Dustin Rhodes gets a pay-per-view match in 2023. Whatever at this point. Dustin was taking the place of Keith Lee, who wasn't cleared by doctors to wrestle today due to injury. Prince Nana set up a cinder block, but Dustin's on and put it on Dustin's ankle, serving. Swerve jumped off the apron with a double stomp, smashing Dustin's ankle in the cinder block. The match hadn't even officially started. The AEW medical staff and referees helped Dustin up, trying to walk him to the back. Dustin couldn't put any weight on his ankle. Dustin refused to give up and forced his way back to the ring. This is ill-advised by Dustin Rhodes tonight, said Excalibur. Dustin told the referee to ring the bell. Swerve came in hot with a kick to Dustin's head. Swerve drop kicked Dustin in the knee. Swerve set up Dustin for a suplex. Dustin had butted his way out of it, knocking Swerve down to the mat. Dustin connected with a cross-body press for a near fall. Dustin stunned Swerve with a Canadian Destroyer and then snapping power slam for a 2 count. Prince Nana looked down, panicked. Dustin blasted Swerve with an unnatural kick. Dustin spiked Swerve with a pile driver and then a crossroads for a 2 count. If Dustin wins, that'll be a comeback. Would it be? Said Tony Schiavone. Swerve rolled through the flatliner. Swerve applied a single leg crab on Dustin. Swerve transitioned into a stretch muffler and then stomped on Dustin's head. Dustin made it to the ropes, showing off his mass sense and toughness. Swerve popped a middle finger at Swerve and then spat at Swerve. He was infuriated and nailed Dustin with the house call. Swerve wrecked Dustin with a second house call kick. Swerve finished off Dustin with a double stomp from the top rope and pinned Dustin. Swerve is victorious, but is not happy with the expression on his face, said Excalibur. I will not have my time wasted anymore, said Swerve as he looked into the camera. Another 8-man tag all-star. But this had a little bit of story behind it, which was decent. And it was just another match for Sting to get to work with other people before his impending retirement. Eight-man tag. Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and the WWE Hall of Famer himself, Sting, versus the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Big Bill, Absolute Ricky Starks, and the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Takeshita dropped Sammy with a headbutt. Sammy tagged in Jericho, and Jericho ate a Takeshita line. Starks grabbed a tag, and Starks flipped off Jericho. Hobbs tagged himself in, and Starks wasn't happy. Hobbs rammed into Jericho with shoulder tackle. Big Bill tagged in and battered Jericho with a clubbing shots. Darby jumped in with Big Bill to dropkick to Big Bill. Takeshita entered the fray, but Darby connected with a lateral press. Darby drilled Takeshita with a code breaker for a near fall. Darby climbed the top for a coffin drop, but Don Callis distracted him from the apron. Takeshita hoisted up Darby and decimated him with an avalanche helicopter blue thunderbomb. Hobbs and Big Bill grabbed Darby and swung him across the ring. like a sack of potatoes. Starks entered the match and went for a Stinger splash, but Darby dodged it. Sting tagged in and threw a haymakers over the ring. Starks walked the rope and dropped an elbow on Sting's arm. Sting drove Sting to the mat and stomped him. Sammy tagged himself in. Sammy came off the turnbuckle with a cutter. Big Bill jumped in the ring and planted Sammy with a boss man slam. Jericho came to even up the odds and smashed Big Bill with a code breaker. Hobbs wrecked Jericho with a spinebuster from behind. Hobbs pancaked Jericho with the world's most dangerous slam. Darby splashed Jericho with Hobbs. Darby impaled Hobbs with a scorpion death drop. Takeshita suplexed Darby with Sammy with a German suplex swing. German suplex. Sting swept out Takeshita's leg and applied the scorpion deathlock. Callis jumped into the ring with Sting's baseball bat, forcing Sting to let it go of the hold. Callis backed off. Sting saw him. Jericho applied the walls of Jericho to Hobbs. Starks popped Jericho in the face with a thrust kick. Darby rocketed out of the ring with at Big Bill like a human battering ram. Starks speared Sammy for a near fall. Sammy rocked Starks with a thrust kick and then a GTH. Sammy climbed to the top and walloped Starks with a shooting star press, scoring the pin on Starks. You really think Sting was going to lose? You're out of your mind. This made no sense. The women's matches, I couldn't give two shits. Honestly. TBS Championship match, House Rules match. Julia Hart versus Abaddon. Abaddon chooses stipulation to have biting made legal for this match. The crowd chanted, "This is spooky, this is spooky." This is one of the reasons I was glad I wasn't there. Abaddon hit a cutter right out of the gate. Abaddon battered Julia in the corner with lariats. "Those shots will wear Julia out," said Taz. Julia fired back, ramming Abaddon's head onto the mat. Julia grabbed Abaddon in a crucifix for a near fall. Julia hurled Abaddon through the ropes onto the arena floor. Julia suplexed Abaddon onto the cold arena floor. Abaddon chomped down on Julia's arm, taking a bite out of the champion. Abaddon followed up with a lung blower for a near fall. Julia came back with a suplex. Julia blindsided Abaddon with a running lariat to the back of the head. Abaddon caught Julia in the side of the head with a running knee strike. Abaddon bit Julia's forehead. Sky Blue crawled out from beneath the ring. Abaddon, while the ref was distracted, Sky hid back underneath the ring, and Abaddon pulled her out and cracked Sky with a jumping knee strike. Julia Hart blindsided Abaddon again, bashing Abaddon's head into the steel ring steps. Julia Hart scored the victory after backflipping knee strike from the top rope onto Abaddon's chest. And I knew that was going to happen. This is where I wanted to just turn the thing off. I got really pissed off at this match. I'm sorry. I'm basically getting rid of a cold or the flu. Sorry. And my nose is just cleaning everything out. I legitimately wanted to turn this off after this. And I felt bad about like the entire rest of the card. This pissed me off. I really thought I was watching WrestleMania all over again. It made me want it made me hate Adam Copeland because this is the reason why he went there. So he can basically feed his ego. And I love Adam Copeland, but this made me hate him last night. TNT Championship, no disqualification. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. I'm not even giving them their new nicknames and everything. Copeland charged at Christian Cage. Christian was making his entrance. Copeland hammered Christian Cage with fists. Copeland sent Christian flying into the barricades. The fans chanted, "We want tables." And Copeland smiled. Christian Cage retreated from the ring. Copeland followed him, but Cage was waiting with a thrust kick. Adam Copeland whipped Christian into the steel steps. Christian tried to escape, walking up to the arena steps. Copeland followed him. Copeland jumped off the top of the 100 section with the crossbody press onto Christian Cage. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Copeland ran across the barricade, jumped off and clotheslined Christian Cage. Copeland tried to spear Christian, but Christian dodged it and sent Copeland flying into the steel ring post. Christian stomped on Copeland's neck on the ring steps. Copeland's eye began to swell up, blood trickling down his face. Christian Cage grabbed a kendo stick. Christian cracked Copeland in the back over and over with the kendo stick. Christian used the kendo stick to choke Copeland. Nick Wayne tossed a couple of chairs to Christian. Christian put the chairs across Copeland's back and sat on it and applied the Boston Crab. All of Christian's body weight was on the chairs, pushing on the back of Copeland. Christian had a metal rod swung at Copeland, but Copeland ducked it. Copeland planted Christian onto the mat and then bashed him with kendo sticks. Copeland applied the crossface in the center of the ring, putting the metal rod on Christian's mouth and pulling it back. Christian managed to grab the bottom rope and pulled himself free. Copeland pulled a ladder from beneath the ring. Copeland catapulted, easy for me to say today, Christian Cage's face into the ladder, which wedged between the ropes. Christian swung the kendo stick at Copeland. Christian Cage climbed the ladder. Copeland got to his feet and climbed the other side of the ladder. Christian whipped Copeland with a sunset bomb from the top of the ladder for a near fall. Christian Cage pulled two tables from beneath the ring. Christian and Nick Wayne set up a table near the ring. Copeland went for a spear, but Nick Wayne pulled Christian out of the way. Copeland cracked Christian with a chair across the spine. Copeland nailed Christian with Cage with an impaler on the chair. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Copeland was going for a concerto, but Nick Wayne pulled the chair out of Copeland's hand. Christian Cage blindsided Copeland with a low blow. Nick Wayne pushed a table into the ring. Christian propped up the table against the turnbuckles. Christian tried for a spear. Copeland to spear Copeland, but Copeland avoided it. Copeland answered with a spear of his own, putting Christian through the table. Copeland went for the cover, but Shayna Wayne pulled the referee out of the ring. Nick Wayne rammed the TNT title into Copeland's neck. Nick Wayne followed up with Wayne's World, bashing Copeland's head into the arena floor. Cage used the kill switch for a near fall. Christian Cage and Nick Wayne poured lighter fluid on the table. Nick Wayne lit it on the table on fire. Copeland speared Cage. Copeland put more lighter fluid on the table. Copeland power-bombed Nick Wayne through the apron. Power-bombed Nick Wayne off the apron through the burning table. Christian tried to hit Copeland with the title belt, but Copeland blocked it and stopped Christian in the its tracks with a low blow. Copeland smashed Christian with a kill switch and pinned him. New TNT champion, the rated R superstar. This where I was like legitimately like, why? Why? No reason. This was money in the bank. This was a money in the bank. Why did we have to do this? Some decisions, I swear, some decisions. So then Killswitch appeared out of nowhere. Killswitch chokeslammed Copeland. Killswitch set up a chair and chokeslammed Copeland on it. Killswitch had a TNT title contract that it was about to hand it to the ref. Christian Cage jumped in between Killswitch and the ref. Christian demanded the contract from Killswitch. Christian made Killswitch surrender the contract, which should be now null and void if we do the whole thing with Andre the Giant situation. After whispering to into Killswitch's ear, Christian Cage signed the contract, handed it to the referee. The referee rang the bell, and we had another TNT Championship match. Christian Cage speared Adam Copeland and pinned him, and we have Christian regaining the title. Which now Tony Khan should come out and said that match was null and void. I'm reversing it, and Edge. Adam Copeland is still the champion. Killswitch, you get your title match back. It's what you want it. You're the only one that can cash it in. To really stick it to fucking goddamn Christian. Best match. This is what should have closed, in my opinion. Continental Classic Championship final match. Gold League winner Jon Moxley versus Blue League winner Eddie Kingston. Now the whole precipice is that Eddie Kingston put up his New Japan Strong title and his Ring of Honor title. If he would have lost, he would have no longer been that champion. It was like he's putting all his chips in. It's all or nothing. So Moxley took down Eddie with a drop toe hold. Eddie went into the guardrail, blew a kiss to Moxley. Eddie kicked Moxley, forcing Moxley to take a few steps back. Moxley used a snapmare and then kicked Kingston in the lower back. Kingston and Moxley traded chops in the center of the ring. Kingston caught Moxley with a kick to the back of the head. Kingston followed up with a tope suicida, but Eddie landed hard on the neck and shoulder. Moxley baited Kingston and then German suplexed him. Moxley kicked Kingston with a paradigm shift on the floor. Moxley pushed Kingston and kicks to the chest. Kingston got to his feet and chopped at Moxley. Moxley blocked one of the chops with his forearm, and Kingston felt the pain right away. Moxley drove Kingston down on his neck with a pile driver for a near fall. Kingston is the hometown favorite, but Moxley just let the oxygen out of the arena, said Excalibur. Moxley applied the STF, but Moxley bit Moxley's hand. Moxley began to get frustrated. Kingston chopped Moxley and brought Moxley down to his knees with it. They traded more chops. Moxley went to the ropes, and Eddie tossed with an exploder suplex. Eddie followed up with a spinning back fist. Both men went down. Eddie dropped Mox with a DDT. Hold your horses, I gotta blow. Moxley retaliated with a cutter, and Kingston connected with a second spinning back fist. But Moxley answered it with a lariat. Kingston smashed Mox with a Northern Lights bomb for a near fall. Kingston put Mox in a bulldog choke. Kingston transitioned to hammer and anvil elbows. He went to to bulldog choke Moxley again. Moxley escaped and put Kingston in a bulldog choke of his own. I just want to make sure you know this. Moxley's got a match for the Global Heavyweight Championship, so I think he could possibly get this title instead of, so it kind of like evens out, you know. Kingston escapes and cracked Moxley with a spinning back fist. Kingston planted Mox with another Northern Lights bomb for a 2 count. Mox wrecked Kingston with a lariat. Moxley was clutching his arm afterwards. They traded headbutts from their knees. They got to their feet and traded palm strikes. Eddie spun around with back fist and pinned Moxley. "Oh man, Eddie Kingston did it," said Taz. The referee handed the 3 belts to Eddie Kingston, and the crowd chanted, "You deserve it, you deserve it." Moxley and Kingston hung after the match. Eddie Kingston is the first ever Continental Crown champion, said Excalibur. Truly deserved it. I'm sorry, but this match, could have didn't have to go last. Doesn't matter if it was the World Championship. It could have gone last, but I understand why it went last. But the match itself could have gone. Tonight's main event, AEW World Championship match, MJF versus Samoa Joe. It was a sold out at the very last minute. By God, there was like 500 yesterday at the beginning of the day. And Nassau County came out in droves, yelled out, "He's our scumbag, he's our scumbag." Dear. My people, my mashbuka. I did that as for a ode to Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, because he's Jewish, and mashbuka means family. And I consider Long Island family and Long Island strong. And that's Yiddish, okay? So you don't think I'm anti-Semitic, okay? I have my great-grandmother's boyfriend, because my great-grandfather passed away and she ended up just having a boyfriend, didn't get remarried, but her boyfriend was Jewish. So I have influence. I always thought I had descendants that were Jewish because of my last name. No, it's just I had influence. That's it. But I'm not being anti-Semitic. I'm just, it's a Yiddish word for family. And I watch way too much of fucking Natty for the past couple of weeks. I really got to stop. Between that and MASH, yeah, you could tell that I'm old. Let's move on. MJF pointed to the entrance ramp, and Adam Cole music hit. Baby. Adam Cole came down to the ring on crutches. Cole stood in his best friend's corner, and MJF smiled. MJF thumbed Samoa Joe in the eye and then kicked him. MJF charged at Samoa Joe, but Joe grabbed him and slammed him to the mat. MJF clutched his arm. Samoa Joe punched MJF in the shoulder and then stomped a mud hole in him. Samoa Joe hit a leg drop on MJF's forearm. Samoa Joe put a tight grip on MJF's shoulder. MJF fought out of it with a series of chops. Samoa Joe booted the champ in the face. "Max is in deep, right now," said Taz. Samoa Joe went from the Muscle Buster, but Max escaped. MJF grabbed an inside cradle for a near fall. MJF tried to schoolboy Joe, and Joe kicked out of it. MJF went for a kangaroo kick, but Samoa Joe anticipated and blocked it. MJF went to skin the cat, but as MJF was inverted, Samoa Joe kicked MJF in the head. Samoa Joe dived out of the ring with an elbow suicida and mowed down MJF. Samoa Joe planted Max with a Death Valley driver in the center of the ring. Joe nailed MJF with a German suplex and then a dragon suplex. Samoa Joe followed up with a straightjacket suplex, which was the coquina. I don't understand why they can't use the coquina. I guess maybe it's a trademark, maybe situation, and they're not allowed to use it. Samoa Joe decimated MJF with a muscle buster on the ring apron. MJF landed directly on his injured left shoulder. Joe covered MJF, but MJF managed to kick at it too. MJF headbutted Joe. MJF connected with a rolling elbow strike to the back of Joe's head. MJF chomped on Samoa Joe's forehead. MJF tried for the kangaroo kick, but Samoa Joe booted Max out of the air. MJF thumbed Samoa Joe in the eyes. MJF tried to hoist up Samoa Joe, but MJF collapsed under the weight of MJF. Ran into Samoa Joe, throwing his body at Joe. MJF landed a heat seeker on Samoa Joe for a 2 count. MJF applied the soul to the earth, armbar on Joe. The challenger escaped and put MJF into the armbar. Samoa Joe wrenched upwards. Adam Cole cheered on MJF, but MJF was able to reach the bottom ropes to break the hold. Samoa Joe applied the sleeper, but MJF pushed backwards, inadvertently shoving Joe into the referee. The referee collapsed. MJF smiled. MJF stunned Joe with a low blow. MJF hoisted up Samoa Joe and pancaked him. The ref finally turned around and began to count the pin, but Samoa Joe kicked at it too. MJF singled for the Dynamite ring. Adam Cole had trouble finding it, and in the meantime, Samoa Joe grabbed Max from behind. Samoa Joe wrapped MJF in a deep submission. The referee lifted up MJF's arm for 3 times. Didn't respond. MJF was choked out, and we have a new AEW World Champion, and it's Samoa Joe. This is where everything just completely finally came to an end with the devil situation. Adam Cole got into the ring to console MJF. The Devil's Masked men surrounded the ring. They swarmed MJF and Adam Cole. Adam Cole say, hey, man, hey, hit me. One of the masked goons had a steel chair. MJF, don't hit him, hit me. The masked goon in the chair turned around and raised the chair, about to swing at Adam. The arena lights went dark. When the lights turned on, Adam Cole was free, and he was sitting in the chair. The masked goons stood behind Cole. The masked goons removed their mask. It was Roderick Strong, Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, and Wardlow. MJF with tears streaming down his face in complete disbelief. How could you do this to me, man? Roderick Strong rammed MJF with a jumping knee strike. Taven and Bennett began to pound MJF with fists. Wardlow power bombed MJF. Adam Cole sat in the chair the entire time. Cole pulled the devil mask from behind his jacket. Adam Cole dropped the mask onto MJF and laughed. Why? The question is, how long have you been planning this? Wondered Tony Schiavone. The world of MJF has ended, added Excalibur, and then we went right off the air. Dynamite will be coming from the Prudential Center over in New Jersey, and that is it. That is it. Very simple, very straightforward. Decent pay-per-view, great night of wrestling, but the ending was crap. Flat. Samoa Joe got his celebration taken away because of this. Was that collateral damage? Maybe he'll have something big on Wednesday. Who knows? But we got now more questions than we do have answers. But hopefully he's going to get his arm taken care of and he'll come back to sorry, to a better and healthier MJF. Please do me a favor. Go check out episode 321. It's live. I went live Thursday with episode 321. Also, please, I will be back here this Friday at 2 p.m. with episode 322. Go make a reminder about that. And now we're on the road to Royal Rumble, which is the unofficial start of WrestleMania. I'm not 100% sure what's going to go on with Hard to Kill. Just keep with me to see if I will cover it or not. Please do me a favor, go like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live or I upload a video, you will know about it. Please do me a favor, go check me out on X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, and Cameo. Go check me out on all that, Mel's Mat Chat. Please do me a favor, go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com, Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com, Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, and go check out House of Glory at hogwrestling.net, and go check them out on all their social media. Their next event is this Saturday, January 6th at 2024. They will be bracing for Impact. Brace for Impact. They will be going up against TNA Impact superstars. Couple matches have been announced. HOG World Tag Team Champions main event will be taking on ABC Club. Ringo Loco versus Nola Katano. Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana for the HOG World Championship. Black Taurus versus Carlos Ramirez for Crown Jewel. You can't get your tickets at hogwrestling.net. You can go and download the app. You could download an app called the Premier app and just pay $10. It's probably less than a ticket, and you'll be home. You'll be able to see it. So I want everybody to have a great New Year's Eve. Please drive safe. Please use Uber or Lyft or whatever. Get a limo, whatever. Just don't drive. It's not worth it. I have 2 friends now that have DWI, DUI. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Pay whatever. Pay the $300-400 now. Save you tens of thousands of dollars later. Please have a safe and happy, healthy, and New Year. I'll see you next year. I love you all, and Happy New Year from Mel's Mat Chat to everybody out there. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.